Hey there, have you ever really thought about what would happen if you just stopped eating sugar? I mean, not just cutting back on soda, but going completely sugar-free for 2 whole weeks. Well, today, we're diving into Dr. Berg's work to see the truly surprising, sometimes even dramatic, changes that happen inside your body. Let's get right into it.
So, that's the big question, right? What if you actually went cold turkey on all sugar for just 14 days? We're not talking about just skipping dessert here and there. We're talking about a full-on reset, and you know what? The results might be way bigger than you think.
All right, so the very first things that start to change aren't even things you can see in the mirror. Nope, it's a really deep, fundamental shift that happens inside your cells. It's all about rewiring your cravings and completely changing how your body gets its energy. This is really where the whole journey begins. You know that feeling? Maybe around 3 p.m., where you desperately need something sweet? That's usually a sugar crash. See, when you eat sugar, your body creates this spike, then a crash, which makes you crave, you guessed it, more sugar. It's this awful cycle. But when you cut it out, you break the cycle. Your blood sugar stabilizes, and you suddenly realize you're just not that hungry anymore. The cravings start to just fade away.
So, why are you always hungry, even when you feel like you just ate? Well, a lot of the time, it comes down to this thing called insulin resistance. Think of it this way. You eat so much sugar that your cells basically put up a do not disturb sign. They start to block it. And the crazy part is, even though there's tons of sugar floating around in your body, your actual cells are starving for fuel. And that's what keeps sending those relentless hunger signals to your brain. Let's talk about that post-meal slump. You know the one, where you finish lunch and all you want to do is find a place to nap. That's your body riding the blood sugar roller coaster. But when you quit sugar, your blood sugar gets off that ride and just stabilizes. Your brain isn't getting slammed with those highs and lows anymore. And the result? You feel awake. You feel alert and focused after you eat. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so once your body starts to get its act together on the inside, you're going to start seeing some pretty amazing changes on the outside. This is the stuff you can see in the mirror, and let me tell you, it's incredibly motivating.
13 pounds. Yeah, you heard that right. According to Dr. Berg's research, some people can drop up to 13 pounds in the very first week. Now, to be clear, a lot of that initial drop is just water weight that your body's been hanging on to, which, by the way, is not great for your heart, so getting rid of it is a huge win. After that first week, though, the weight you lose is mostly actual fat.
Honestly, one of the best and most reliable signs that you're on the right track is how your clothes start to fit. Your waistline is kind of like a direct report card for your sugar intake. You eat a lot of sugar, your stomach expands. You cut it out, and that midsection really starts to shrink. So if your pants are feeling a little looser, you know you're doing something right.
And this whole thing isn't just physical. It is absolutely a mental and emotional transformation too. When your blood sugar is stable, guess what? Your mood stabilizes right along with it. You might just find yourself feeling calmer, way more focused, and just less stressed out. That brain fog starts to lift, and your ability to concentrate gets a serious upgrade.
You know, your skin can tell you so much about what's going on inside. When you eat sugar, it spikes your insulin, and that can ramp up hormones like androgens, which are often the culprit behind acne. So by cutting out the sugar, you help balance out those hormones, and the result is often clearer, healthier-looking skin.
Okay, so we've talked about how you feel on the inside and how you look on the outside. Now, let's go even deeper. Let's talk about the profound, long-term health reset that's happening at a cellular level when you make this one change.
This one right here is a really big deal. When you ditch sugar, your body has to switch its fuel source. It goes from burning sugar to burning fat. And when it burns fat, it creates this amazing type of fuel called ketones. And here's the magic. Using ketones for energy dramatically reduces inflammation all over your body. For you, that can mean less stiffness, less pain, and fewer aches. And that drop in inflammation? It has a massive positive impact on your heart and your arteries. Less inflammation means a much lower risk of plaque buildup and clots forming down the line. We're talking about a powerful way to help reduce your long-term risk of things like strokes and heart attacks. It's huge.
And get this, here's something truly fascinating about those ketones we just mentioned. They don't just give you energy, they actually help your brain grow new nerve cells. So that incredible feeling of focus and clarity you get, it's not just in your head. Well, it is, but you're literally building a healthier, stronger brain. How cool is that?
You know, a really common problem for people who eat a lot of sugar is what's called a fatty liver. But when you make that switch and your body starts burning fat for fuel, it starts to tap into the fat that's been stored in and around your liver. So you're essentially starting this natural process of cleaning out your liver, which is absolutely vital for your overall health. Dr. Berg also points out that the kidneys are especially vulnerable to the damage that high blood sugar can cause. So it just makes sense, right? When you take sugar out of the equation, you take a huge amount of stress off your kidneys, allowing them to function so much better.
Now, all of this sounds incredible, and it is, but we have to be real here. The transition isn't always a walk in the park. There's a pretty well-known hurdle you have to get over right at the beginning, and understanding what it is, well, that's the key to getting through it.
Okay, so it takes about 3 days for your body's internal machinery to really switch over its main fuel source. And during that time, you might actually feel worse before you start feeling better. The cravings can kick in hard, but what's happening on the inside is amazing. Your cells are literally building brand new enzymes to learn how to run on fat efficiently. The most important thing to remember is this: just get through those first 3 days. That's it. Anyone can handle 3 days, and everything we've talked about, all those amazing benefits, they're waiting for you on the other side.
You know, Dr. Berg really says it best. The proof is in the, well, not the pudding. You can read about this all day long, you can watch videos, but the only way to truly get it is to feel it for yourself. That feeling of clarity, of clean energy, of just well-being, it's something you really have to experience to believe.
So, after hearing all of this, the real question isn't for us, it's for you. What if you thought about this differently, not as giving something up, but as your own personal 2-week experiment? An experiment to discover what your body is truly capable of. What did you learn about yourself in just 14 days?